This is Martin from Secrets, the channel for learning about trading and investing. Welcome to Markets Tomorrow, the daily stock market analysis show where we look at what happened in the market during the day and see what we can learn from it, and then plan for a better trade for the next day. And today we had a 1% pro gap up, short covering rally that happened in the markets. And can the bulls bet on this? Can the bulls bet on the festive move? Let's look into the charts and try to seek the answer for that. So here is the Nifty charts that you see here. Clear pro gap, bullish kicker pro gap, professional gap, pro gap is what this is called in technical analysis terms, and that is noted as a support. So definitely not a doubt about the bullishness, right? It's trending up. It had a low at 16,700, 800 nearby zones, 700 nearby zones, and then moved up and came down, and then again moved up. So it's trendingly moving up. So we'll have to see whether this would hit the resistance on the upside, and 17,850, that level, will it be able to break out of that and eventually break out of the previous swing high? And similarly, the Banknifty can make another new all-time high, right? So these are the questions now suddenly turning the bulls, coming in front of the bulls basically, right? So in the Banknifty also you can see that's a bullish kicker. It's a clear professional gap up, and that's nothing much needs to be seen other than this is clear bullishness. But yeah, resistance is on the upside, and yeah, so there's no doubt about that. Let's take the numbers and see what how much we get. 175 points, guys. That's 1%. It's a 1% mount. Both Nifty and the Banknifty gain 1%. Right? So gap, green body, intraday. It was gap up and then range mount. That's what happened. Let's look at the 5-minute charts and see. This is what happened. Gap up and then range about 100 points, and in Banknifty it's 300 points. Right? So gap up and then choppy. Range bound basically, not choppy. Not that choppy because VIX had come down. Yeah. So but the resistance weekly charts. If you just quickly see the weekly charts, we have very good hope has come to the bulls whether we'll be able to take out this resistance that is there, and then eventually move on from there. Right? That's weekly charts that you've seen. The week is still 2 or 3 days more left, but yeah, an attempt is being made towards that famous resistance that has been tested multiple times and failed. Right, so bulls are suddenly turned very hopeful on the move, but with this trend and resistance, as a threat there, double top pattern or the M pattern that is still there. The positive thing, another positive price action thing, is that it has cleared all the moving averages. We see there is no longer any issues with the moving average. It has cleared the 20 DMA, 50 DMA, 100 DMA, 200 DMA, all on the short-term charts. It has cleared everything, and then, but yeah, Bollinger Bands, it's showing consolidation. Look at this. Right? It's clear contraction of the volatility that can clearly be seen on both. Right? So that's why we, even when there is 2 very good bullish days that has gone by, we still say the market is consolidating, just because if you look at the bird's eye view, we can see that, right? We are doing nothing but moving up on the band and coming down the band. It's the bands that is contracting, and then sideways action is what is eventually happening. So unless and until the Bollinger Band sees an expansion on the upside, we cannot be that much optimistic on being the rally to sustain, right? So if at all the price breaks out of this and the expansion of the bands also happens, then we can say, yeah, now the sideways movement has gone beyond that. But this is a crucial zone. There could be resistance, heavy resistance here, and the market can make another swing low, and then it can, multiple swing lows can lead to the major break of the major swing low right here at 15,500. That can also happen. Because ultimately, if you see, it's in a downtrending move. If you look at the higher time frames, right? So that's something you have to keep in mind. And short-term thinking will not help to get a market view. So you have to think little on the long term as well. And how about the momentum and trend? Both have improved. Trend has crossed over. The ATX indicator shows that it has crossed over to the bullish zones. Momentum also is rising, but it is still not crossed and risen above the 60 RSI. That has not happened. Bullish zones has happened, but it has been taking support of the RSI 40, and from there it has been bouncing up and then moving up. Right, look at this. Right, so momentum and trend is in favor. Not even though it is not still reached the bullish zones, trend is crossed over at least, and VIX is cooled off 5%. 17.55 below 18 is very rare the last couple of months, or maybe more than that. It has always been between this 18 and 22 kind of range. So VIX is really cooled off today, so it's very positive. Momentum and trend is crossed, is rising. It's good, positive. Apology bands are contracting and not expand and not individual expansion downside at all. Support resistance levels seems to be okay. Like 17,500 would be one place. First resistance would be there, and 17,700 nearby zones will have a second resistance upside. Then 17,330 is a gap support that is formed today, and then 17,100 will be another pre-existing low. Banknifty 40,000 is cleared. 40,500 is the next resistance upside. I think 41,150 after that. And below you have 39,975 into 40,000. We'll have a good gap support now. It is bounced up there, and 39,200 is another further downside if that breaks. So that's support resistances as seen in the indices. PCR look at this 1.11 and 1.24 in the Banknifty. So that's clear bullishness on the options OI PCR value. Options OI levels are well defined. Even though 3 days are left, 2 days are left for the expiry on Thursday. Weekly expiry we're talking about October 20th, 17,000, 17,500, and 39,500 and 40,500 is for the range. So probably the fight maybe 17,500 will come only tomorrow evening.
It's 7:15.
But the best levels for the put traders are betting on. But as of now, it looks like the fight may be for the same. So if the market closes above 17,500 tomorrow, then definitely the fight may be for an upper number of 17,800 or No, but if it's not able to close just like today, tomorrow also the 17,500, then it means that 17,500 would be the fight that will be happening basically for the expiry weekly. 39,500 and 40,500. So 40,000 maybe, or the expiry maybe trying to hold on if that if tomorrow also 40,000 cannot. Tomorrow, if in case market is consolidating and not moving above the 40,000, then that would mean the fight would be for the 40,000 range for the Banknifty, right? So bullish PCR, bullish futures, OI is short covering. That's something. Short covering is very powerful than long build-up sometimes, right? Because people panic and then all the shorts that are done now would come out as a long. That's seen in both indices, right? So that is clear bullishness. So OI is clearly bullish. VIX is cold off bullish. Momentum trend bullish. Price patterns bullish. Right? Momentum has picked up. Everything looks fine. Today, the pharma sector did not perform, except that all performed more than 1% across the sector. None of the sectors are in bearish. Major sectors we're talking about: realty, pharma, the top major sectors. That's all. Heavyweights, all the heavyweights performed, except the HDFC Twins and the Kodak Bank. Kodak was flat. HDFC was down also 0.75% or something. HDFC Twins had some problem today, and other heavyweights all moved greater than 1%. Right? Now look at this. FIS has not been selling. That is only this market list, and at the same time, DAs are buying big. 2,000 crores of buying happened today in cash. FIS did not sell much yesterday also. Very small, 200, 300 crores of selling. What happened yesterday? Today also they are not selling much. So even if they are not buying, if they are not selling much, all itself is enough for the market to move up. Right? So crude oil is falling down after an attempt to move up in the trend line channel, and remember we had a big up over 22% spike. Now just pulling back and then seems to be falling below the 84 levels, which is good for the market. Right? As long as crude stays below the 100 level, it should be fine. Dollar also is seeing a small pullback and it's come down to 112, but still, it has fallen. Momentum also has fallen from the bullish to the sideways, but still at a very high level, multi-year, 20-year kind of high level is where the dollar spike is. Dollar index we're talking about. USD INR, the currency pair is also at a critical levels even now, although some pullback has happened last 2 days. 82.22 it is there. Momentum is still in the bullish zones, and then rupees remains to be very weak. So that's a major concern as of now. Apart from that, the gold has attempted to move up but failed, and then gave up the support zones, and then now trying to climb back. Some green is seen today, but yeah, that's what is happening. It's attempted to move up, failed, fallen back, and then try and climb back. That's what it is happening since last few weeks. US indices, some good news there. So some attempt to recovery is happening in the Dow Jones, S&P 500, and Nasdaq. So let's quickly see what is happening there. So there's green yesterday, as well as the reason why we have rallied today. Look at the Dow Jones. There's a bullish cap, kicker pattern. There's a big outbreak that has happened. 524. The futures is what is saying. It's a gap up in the US markets, and it is bounced very well. And this is momentum that is also rising. It's sideways into the bullish zone. So if it is able to climb, hold the support zone, then it should be fine. It looks like the Nasdaq and S&P 500 also has gone green. Wide range bullish candles with momentum rising from the sideways, right? So that is optimistic because markets has huge impact if there is big crashes or variations remains there out of the recession and the Fed rate interest hikes and all that. Then we would have no other. We can be resilient, but we cannot be completely decoupled forever, right? So it's good news that the US market is sticking. So let keep a close watch on that tomorrow morning. Today we will not get any, until then you never know when it reverses and then get even closer, right? So let's see this in the pre-market yesterday. SGX also seems to like green as of now. Just like the US markets also green is seen, not just green, it's a gap up in green is what is seen in the US markets. But some initial jobs claims data is coming on Thursday, which will reflect in our Friday markets, and then two stock picks. ITC is long and ACC Bank also is a long. ITC seems to be breaking out and with solid. It had reverse and pulled back after good breakout, and now just taken the neckline support and momentum is just managed to touch the the critical resistance on of the momentum of RSI 60. So if it managed to climb up, and if there's an entry above the today's candle high, could give a another further up move is possible because that's what the charts are saying. Momentum and trend also getting into the bull zones, you can say almost, right. Similarly, ICICI Bank is also has taken small pullback as the market corrects a little bit, and it is showing a bullish candle and is a bullish kicker, and the momentum is also just on the edge. So the entry is possible if the momentum takes a support at the RSI 60 after climbing above that, and then price moves above this today's candle high. Then we probably may move further up because it is changing polarity from the neckline. If you see the weekly charts, that's exactly what is happening. Right? There's a neckline, there's a breakout, and let's pull back and then taken the support, change of priority, and then bounce. Right. So the neckline can be very good support, can be portional as well as long term. Right. So ICICI Bank and ITC are two stock picks. Both are very good stocks for position as well, not just for trading. Now, after we have researched all these different parameters and study the charts well, now it's time to come to a verdict. So market is basically consolidating today. It's today also, as we had been seeing last 2-3 days, and then it's a bullish kicker. Gap up, professional gap up is what has happened. Pro gap is what happened, and short covering rally is what the open interest is trying. And trend is crossed over, rising momentum, sideways band, and price moving above, and all the major moving averages, PCR and OI showing bullish, clear bullishness, and therefore there's it's the market view is very simple. It's mild bullish for the next day. But yeah, US market is attempting to reverse. That's a very good sign. But we have to keep a closer watch of that at the pre-market and see if that happens. If that happens, then some of the hurdles for the market to break out from the current zones are gone. But the real worry is the dollar and the rupee weakening to a dollar rising and the rupee not falling below the 80 kind of level. So VIX is cool off much below the 20 to the 70.5 kind of levels after a very long time. But uncertainty is still there with respect to the global cues are not that great. So anytime you can spike back to 20 above again. So until then, you can it's still possible to trade the options and derivatives. Right? After it moves above that, it may be tougher. That be cautious, little more and cut short your portion size. So 16,500, 16,650, that kind of zones are where very good supported confluence of the trend line is also occurring. So 37,000 and 35,000 downside for the Banknifty similarly has got good support zones. And if that is breached, maybe either consolidating or that's all. It's not bearish nor bullish. Right, until that levels are breached, right? So 17,800 could be washed out. on the upside for us to get some global breakout from that resistance zone that we had been struggling so long, right? So yeah, so bulls are seems to be back. Will sustain or not? Will the consolidate? So that will be clear from very much from the Bollinger Bands. If there is an expansion in the Bollinger Band and the price moves in the consolidation and expansion on the upside on the daily charts, then we can be sure. Until then, we never know when it's going to take a hit at 1700-800 kind of levels and reversing from there. But the bulls have enough of hold based on data as well as price action, moving averages, Bollinger Bands, momentum trend, all are giving hope for the bulls. The US market also seems to be green and not causing much trouble. The only thing that you have to be cautious is the dollar and the rupee weaken, right? Otherwise, things look fine. So always hedge your positions when you're taking all right positions, and then protect your long-term capital, equity investments with help of option strategies. If you're not seen that, videos are there available in the playlist. Check out that. So that's the view for the next day, my bullishness, and if it helps you to frame your view for the next day and frame your trade plan, if this video has helped or influenced in some way, then definitely subscribe if you're not subscribed, and then consider hitting the like button and then share it to your friends. We have very few subscriptions. I appreciate your help. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. Happy trading, happy learning, happy investing.